From the voice in the head to the witness before the voice. Right now, as you listen to this, there is a second audio track running. It's quieter than this voice. It's commenting on what you're hearing. It's evaluating, categorizing, comparing this to other things, having opinions, planning what to do after this is over. It's been running this whole episode. It's been running your whole life. You experience it as your thoughts. Here's what it actually is. There is a voice. You know it well. You have known it your entire conscious life. It is the voice that narrates the commute, rehearses the conversation before the conversation, reviews the conversation after the conversation, argues both sides of the decision, produces the unkind observation about the thing you just said, maintains the running commentary on everything, the weather, the inadequacy, the plan, the worry, the sudden lyric fragment, the thing you should have said, the thing you might say, the ongoing interpretive broadcast of everything that is happening to you. You probably experience this voice as yourself, as your inner voice, as thinking. You are not the voice. The voice has been narrating since before you could evaluate it. You did not choose it. You did not install it. It arrived and you assumed it was you. The default mode network, which we have now visited in multiple episodes, always finding it busy, is the neural substrate of the inner monologue. The DMN does not generate the voice. The voice is the subjective experience of the DMN processing. The DMN is sorting, integrating, anticipating, evaluating, rehearsing, narrating. What this sorting and integrating and rehearsing feels like from the inside is a voice. The voice has your vocabulary. It uses your characteristic phrasing. It knows your preoccupations and returns to them. It sounds, if you have ever tried to describe it, exactly like you. This is convincing evidence that it is you. The evidence does not hold. The voice sounds like you because it is produced by the same neural patterns that produce everything you recognize as yourself. But the patterns are not what you are, and the product of the patterns is not what you are either. The commentary runs continuously. You experience the commentary as thought. Thought as self. Self as what you are. Each translation adds distance from what is actually occurring. Observe. The voice is intermittent. It stops. In deep sleep, it is absent. In certain states of absorption, it is absent. In the moment before waking, before the DMN comes fully online, there is a brief gap of experience without voice. You were there in the gap. You were present in the deep sleep. You know this because you wake as the same person, and because the transition is experienced rather than being a hard cut. Something was present in the sleep that the voice was absent from. The voice is not the witness. The witness is prior to the voice. The voice also comments on itself. This is the recursive layer, the voice that notices the voice that is narrating. The awareness of the inner monologue, the observation that the commentary is running, that the mind is churning, that the DMN is doing its thing. Is that also the voice? Watch closely. The observation I am noticing the voice is different from the voice being observed. The noticing is quieter. It does not have the same quality of narrative propulsion. The voice runs. The noticing receives. The noticing is not itself narrating in the same mode. It is watching the narration. But even this, even the noticing, can become part of the monologue. Now I am noticing myself noticing, which is another layer of DMN processing, which is also narrated, which is also observed by something quieter than the narrating. The recursion goes down. Go down far enough, and the commentary stops. Not because you made it stop, because there is nothing left to comment on except the commenting. At the bottom of the recursion, something that observes without itself being observable, something that is present for the voice without having a voice, something that receives the entire monologue, every word, every argument, every self-assessment, every lyric fragment, without adding commentary of its own. The Drg-Drishya Viveka's first verse. Forms are perceived by the eye. The eye is perceived by the mind. The mind with all its modifications is perceived by the Sakshin, but the witness is not perceived by anything else. The inner monologue is a modification of the mind. It is Drishya, the scene. It is an object, however intimate, however seemingly intrinsic. The Sakshi, the witness, is what perceives the monologue. The witness is not perceived by the monologue. The monologue cannot see the witness. The witness sees the monologue. This is not a metaphor. It is the actual structure, available right now. Right now, the voice may be running. Some version of the inner commentary is probably active, processing these sentences, evaluating them, integrating them, having opinions about them. That activity is the scene. Something is present that is doing the seeing. Not the same thing as the commentary. Prior to the commentary arises in it. The commentary does not produce it. Find the finding, not a search, a noticing. What is present that is receiving the inner monologue? Not what the inner monologue is saying about itself. What is present for the monologue? That, there. Not another word for it. Just that. The Sakshin. The witness. Your actual identity. Not the narrator. The one who knows the narrator is narrating. Before the first word. After the last. Here now, in the gap between the sentences.